Congratulations. Tama. Mga naging ka rin yan eh. Kasama sa Manila. Okay. So, taga Manila pa. No?
Opo.
Okay. So, good morning. Welcome to Seaasia Nectar Port Services Incorporated. So, sa pagkakaalam ko, you're all business
Students.
administration students. So yun, once again, we welcome you. We're gladly to show you our terminal. So nakapunta na po sila sa baba, di ba? Sir? Okay, so we would like to introduce to you our COO and General Manager, Sir Deo Olvina, and our HSES Manager, Sir Abet Gabriel. Okay, and me, I am the Logistics and Planning Administrator of the terminal. I am Romeo Carlo Casela. You can call me Chuck. Okay? So, mayroong mag-introduce lang sa inyo si Sir Deo. So, I'll give my mic to Sir Deo. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome again.
Good morning po.
Okay, I'm actually the COG, but just took over a couple of weeks ago. I came from Seaasia. And yung part owner kasi dito, this is a joint venture to explain between Seaasia, Port and Logistics Philippines Inc. and Nectar. It's a British company. And what you saw actually is phase 1 and phase 2 of our development, and we still have phase 3 and 4 ongoing yon, and hopefully we can start phase 3 next year. No? And basically we're handling, we are into port services, you call it, and we provide port services, logistics, pati sa warehousing. We have clients who are also using the warehouse of FAB, and doon nila in-store yung cement, fertilizer, etc. No? And there's a big demand for warehouses here, medyo short na. At any rate, the scope of the company's services, to explain further, we provide stevedoring services, on-board vessel, arrastre or terminal handling sa global term, pero arrastre is a Filipino term. That's the dockyard services. And then the other services like checking, supervision, and even tracking logistics going to warehouses. But the warehouse management, we provide that if the client would like to extend to that area of operation. And then we handle different cargo types. Bulk, meaning itong mga coal, gypsum, clinker. We don't have it now in the yard, but those are the regular cargo types that we handle. The one we're looking at, yung sa phase 1, is fertilizer in bulk dumating, and then we are using auto bagging machines. Hopefully nakita nyo, they turn out bagging, going to hopper, and then may automatic bagging machine going, the conveyor going to the truck. That's fertilizer but in bags na, in that form. And then the other vessel is cement in bulk naman. The other berth is occupied by Phil Cement. It's a locator in a way, and sila na naglagay ng mga conveyors and silos here. So from the vessel, may conveying system, and it goes to the silos here. Nasa commissioning stage pa lang, kakatapos pa lang they're finishing their system, and nasa commissioning stage. This is the first vessel actually we're handling. So yun, they import in bulk cement, and then they will sell in bags to the, or in bulk yung mga batching plants. Okay, how do we price this? Itong mga services na to, we operate under a tariff structure. You know, we partner most of the rates with the Port of Manila. As you will see, we are in the Bay, and may mga existing port charges na sa Port of Manila, yung South Harbor, Harbor Center, North Harbor for domestic. So, and then usually, these are under the helm of Philippine Ports Authority sa Manila. Now, FAB is equivalent to Philippine Ports Authority. So, regulated, etc. Ang Philippine Ports Authority, they regulate tariff rates. Usually cost-based yan. To get a tariff increase, you go through a lot of public hearing. So kami here, to simplify things, we partnered it na lang sa Manila. And of course, flexible naman depending on the client and on the negotiation with clients. So we normally come up with a package for all of this. So that's the pricing side, no? And then yun, we normally collect 50% upon vessel arrival, and then post-billing na terms are 7 days usually to complete the payment. Okay? Now, this is a highly specialized industry. Belongs to the, if you'll call it, ports and logistics industry. Here, you get to deal with shipping lines, yung ship agents. The vessels are represented normally. These are foreign vessels represented normally by ship agents. Tapos may mga customs brokers who process the cargos or the papers for the cargos. And then the cargo owners, yung mga consignee or importer. Kung inbound cargo, import. And then exporter or shipper pag outbound. Yun yung mga range of clients normally na you get to deal with in this type of industry. And then may mga integrated cargo handlers, we call it, na they integrate everything and they deal with the port, with the ship, with the customs, FAB, everything. So parang isa na lang. Some clients would prefer that na isa na lang ang kausap. Sometimes kami rin, we integrate kung kailangan. The one I mentioned to you, yung chain of services. Okay, so and in terms of career, no, this is a full-blown company operation. Merong marketing, may planning, merong admin, merong operations, merong other services, no, yung what you call it, that supports the company, communication, security, everything. So there are lots of job opportunities sa ganitong business. Like for example, sa marketing, you have client support, yung mga interaction with clients. You can have a career along that line, and then sa operations. So operations naman could be really something, a good exposure to be able to supervise isang buong barko, i-handle nyo, and you operate. So something like that. Okay, so more or less that's it. I gave you some ideas. And any questions? May mga tanong ba? Mga curious, ano? Yes, sir.
Sir, good morning po. In terms of servicing the importers and exporters, what are usually the basic needs of these importers in terms of quality requirement of the services that you are giving?
Sa ano ko yan? Faculty po kaya?
Opo, faculty
Okay,
po.
thank you.
Ano po BS Entrepreneur?
I see. Okay, that's a good question. Actually, we operate on certain parameters of standards. No? May mga KPI kami, key performance indicators, and for a vessel, it should be the discharging rate. We normally operate with a metric ton per shift or per day. Ang shift natin is 12 hours, 8 plus 4 overtime, and then 2 shifts a day, 24 hours. So for example, itong fertilizer, we should be doing 1,000 metric tons per machine. So 3,000 dapat per day. Yun yung KPI namin dyan. For bulk, the one I mentioned, gypsum, clinker, coal, in bulk, we guarantee 5,000. Actually, we're the only port company nag-guarantee. Actually, yung ibang port operators, they don't guarantee, no? Pero kami, we guarantee in writing. 5,000 ang metric tons per day, but we normally do 6, 8, even 10,000. Because we use conveyor. Sayang, wala tayong video para makita niyo yung the way it is done in actual. No? But, yun, normally, vessel kasi yung kailangan critical na ma-dispatch na kaagad. The turnaround. It's important. Like this one, ang demurrage rate nito is $12,000 per day. 600,000 per day.
So they have to unload it
demurrage. Usually may lay time lang yung vessel. The rated port stay or dwell time. And then from there, it should be leaving na for another engagement. Pag hindi siya nakalis on time, the importer pays the demurrage ang tawag na penalty. It is per day. So pagka nakasampung araw siya, 6 million yung kanyang demurrage. And yun, that's it's a nagkakascade yan, chain reaction, which pass on. Ang magiging price ng fertilizer is mas mahal, sir. And they will try to recover the demurrage expenses, no? So all of this problem in the port for a while, I think even last year, the port congestion, it translates to a lot of pass-on costs to the consumers. Yun yung impact nun, sir. Yung any inefficiency along the logistics chain, like tracking tataas because matagal sa port and all. For a while, umakyat ng 35,000 per truck trip sa Manila because of congestion. Because one truck normally naka-turn around 2 days. Maraming effects actually, and all of this goes back to the system. They will try to recover. Mahal yung, like kung wheat ang dinidischarge, mas mamahal ang pandesal. Something like that. No? Ito, fertilizer, mamahal ang abono. So, those things. And that's why we, on our part, as a parang role, why we are into this business, yun, we want to operate on certain standards. We also operate in Iloilo, Bacolod. We are managing a private port in Iloilo. Sa Bacolod, we're doing the auto bagging, and soon we will start in Davao by January. So, and we also partly, Seaasia partly owns a company in Zamboanga City, the Zamboanga Port. So yun, nationwide yung aming operations, and most of us came from Manila, sa mga Port of Manila by experience. We have around 30 years in port management, and the challenge really is to develop the outports for the Philippines, kasi they need to be brought up more professional level, yung standards of services. Kasi dati parang mga under mga politiko, may ganitong mano and all. So nag-i-start na rin mag-professionalize sa mga provinces. And that's our what we want to be part of that. Okay? Any other question? Clarification? Yes, sir.
I've heard you mention that you're the only one here that can guarantee a certain amount to be delivered. How do you manage your manpower to maintain that consistency of delivery?
Managing to reach a certain level of productivity calls for interplay of different factors, no? Manpower, equipment, supervision, etc. No? But a lot of planning as well, no? So we provide manpower through third party manpower provider. Kasi seasonal yung, in a way seasonal, hindi lahat parating may barko. So we rely on third party pooling. No? And yun, the key is to have this third party provider a certain fix of pooling para train sila. Hindi yung, of course, may mga bago lang. Sa South Harbor, we call that moderno. Tapos yung mga antigo, yung may mga experience na. Yun yung mga old terminologies natin. But here, in that context, may mga tinitrain pa lang, pero may mga may experience na. So, the key is to be able to have a pool of mostly experienced personnel. And marami yon, different positions yon sa crane. Yung vessel crane kasi, pag dumating, the vessel, when it arrives, may 4 na cranes normally. So we provide that on the local side, crane operator and signalman. And both normally interchange. Hindi lahat parating nagkikrane, magpapalitan sila within the shift of 12 para maging efficient pa rin. And normally, yung signalman should also know how to operate a crane. Doon pa lang, it's a highly skilled operation to be able to operate a crane, lifting kunwari grabs, clamshell, no? To dadaputin yung valve, ilalagay sa hopper. It's a good position na ma-attain din yung ganong skill, no? And then sa supervision also. Although yon organic sa amin yon, regular yung mga foremen. And then of course yung I'm talking about now inside the hatch, yung mga auto-bagging personnel, those are third party. Normally they are paid by piece also, if necessary. Pagka unitize yung cargo, by piece. Pagka hindi, then arawan yung iba. So yun.
Maraming factor.
Thank you. Anything else?
Okay?
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, thank you very much for including us in the tour. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Deo. So, we glad that you visit our terminal. Salamat po sa sa pagbisita nyo sa amin. So, I hope you enjoy kung ano yung mga nakita nyo. Kanina, nag-ikot sila Sir Abed sa baba mo, di ba? So, yung kanina, we're doing the bagging operations on the phase 1. And then the other side, we're doing a bulk discharging through ship unloaders. Yung nakita nyo may may dalawang ship unloaders yun. Ship unloaders ang tawag natin doon. And then they're going to that silo. So it's a finished dry bulk cement. Yun yung sinasabi ni Sir Deo kanina. Okay. By the way, a brief history of our terminal. We started our operations last May 2017. Okay. So yun yung full operations na nag-operate si Seaasia, si SNIPC. So we do bulk discharging of clinkers, gypsums, and coal used for cement company rin. Okay, and then we also handled break bulk, general cargo like pipes, and also we unload that ship unloader. So nakita niyo yung ship unloader kanina, di ba yung massive na structure na nandun, in-unload yun ng terminal. So that's how our operation works. As a, sabi nga ni Sir Deo, so as a business administration students, you are, the terminal and the whole port community is open sa knowledges ng katulad nyo. Okay? In terms of career, me as myself, handling the logistics and planning department, I also have people who are graduated as a business administration. So, hindi porket nasa port tayo, isipin nyo, kailangan lang dito engineer or kailangan lang dito mga industrial engineer to be specific. No. Meron kaming mga accounting graduates, meron kaming mga business administration graduate, marketing, and different. You can manage the terminal itself. So once na natutunan nyo siya, very exciting. You will see yourself 1 to 3 years, 1 to 4 years, you grow, matured in how the discipline itself na andun on how to be handle things sa daily operations. Me, together with the terminal, I grew together with the terminal. So, kaya I see myself after graduate ako from procurement, then logistics, warehousing with Coca-Cola, and then to the terminal port, mas na-enhance ko yung sarili ko. So, all of you guys, as you graduate, our dear students, as you graduate, the terminal is open to all of us. Then, we welcome din naman yung mga bright ideas ng bawat isa sa atin. So, thank you again for visiting us. Thank you with the group of FAB. Okay. So, I hope we'll see you again. Okay, sir.
Sir, in behalf of University of Santo Tomas, College of Commerce, BS Entrepreneurship, Sir Deo, Sir Chuck, and staff, thank you very much for letting us visit your operation. We are actually under the course Operations Management. Yung Operations Management ho, pinag-aralan namin kung what are the needs of the customers and how will it be properly realized, which basically talks about the entire operations plan. Nag-umpisa po kami sa classroom, taking up a small product like, for example, po, a rice mill. What are the needs of the customers of eating rice mill? How do you prepare the rice mill and everything? Now we're bringing it up to a higher level that basically considers integrated operation katulad po nito. And napaka-helpful po ng inyong explanation kanina as to how you make use of technology, how you implement, you basically maximize your people, the skills needed. So, eventually po, sa mga businesses na tinignan namin over the last third day na po ngayon, one of the groups will choose probably NSPSI and do the operations process, basically po yung pinaliwanag nyo. Kasi po, after doing all those observations, they will do the operations planning in their own respective business. Requirement po nila yon. Pagdating nila sa fourth year, magtatayo po sila ng negosyo. And who knows, after they graduate, they could be one of the locator or importer na kukuha ng services nyo. Maraming pong salamat ulit sa inyo.
You're welcome, sir. Yeah, we welcome ting may mga queries. Ibibigyan mo yun, sa that one. May mga email dito. We're open to anything you would like to clarify.
Sige po.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have a website in, no?
Okay.
They can visit. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, pwede kong makapagpa-picture kami.
Student, per section, per section.